Hey guys, so have you ever wondered what it'd be like to do ice baths for 30 days straight? Have you ever wanted to get into cold water therapy or cold exposure? Well, you have to wonder no longer because in my newest experiment, I am doing just that. As you see here, I am in a bin full of cold water with ice in it, and I've been doing this for the last 30 days straight. And in this video, I am going to share with you my findings and my experiences en route. So stay tuned and enjoy the vid. So a little bit of brief backstory. I'm not new by any means to the whole cold shower and cold water exposure gig. I've actually been doing it since 2013 when I first started doing cold showers. And along the road between now and then, I actually did an entire year of cold showers only from summer of 14 to the summer of 2015. Nothing but cold showers. And even since then, like the end of 15 onwards, I've kind of been doing the whole cold showers and always been a fan all the way up till the present day. So it begs the question, why all of a sudden did I want to start switching over to ice baths? Well, the answer can be summed up with my little prop here, this book. So like many thousands, dare I say, even millions of people, the Wim Hof book actually inspired me to rethink my cold water practice. As a quick side note, that is a good book, by the way, and well worth a read. It stays clear of marketing, dogma, and all that promotion stuff, and it is just Wim's story and how he's passionate about the very thing that he loves doing and all the benefits it's given him. So it was reading his book that made me want to revitalize my own practice, and I realized that the cold showers I was doing, finishing with cold water at the end of a shower, was just becoming quite tame, and it wasn't really challenging me. I enjoyed the benefits and it felt good, but I wanted to push my comfort zone a little bit. I was inspired. I saw the book and I thought, yeah, I could do a little bit of this. So hence the challenge was born. In classic review and feedback style, let's get into the pros and cons. But unconventionally, we're going to start with the cons first. We can slot them out the way and then we can hone in on the positives. So first little downside or drawback I found to this challenge was the fact that it uses a lot of water. Obviously, you're filling up a bath with gallons and gallons of water every day for 30 days. You're also, the argument could be made that you're using ice cubes as well, which are frozen water chunks. That's even more water. And you're showering for hygiene reasons on top. This is obviously going to add a ton of water to your water bill and your water usage, and it's probably not the most environmentally friendly thing to do. The second point I wanted to raise was what I call skin destruction, aka drying out the hands. So your hands take a real good hammering, especially if they're submerged in the water, which mine were at the beginning of the challenge, but towards the end I was forced to kind of keep them out because they were just cracking and getting pretty sore. And even though my hands are outside, I still found that my arms were getting kind of dry and I was kind of getting that slight eczema look to me. So that is something also that is quite sort of something to be wary of, particularly if you live in the UK where we never see the sun really, and it's mid-April at the moment and it's still barely struggling to get to 10 degrees. Now I know you guys in Norway and Iceland and the Nordic places are going to be looking down and thinking that this is peak summertime for you guys. I know, but for us we usually have warmer weather by this point. The third thing I wanted to bring up was the time consumption factor. So obviously it takes time to run a bath. It then takes time to sit in the bath. It takes time to drain the bath, which might sound like you're splitting hairs here, but obviously time is the most precious commodity we have. And for you guys that have got busy schedules and struggling already to fit things in, doing a challenge like this is probably best left to someone like me who at the time had a little bit more time to play with, so figured he would push himself out of his comfort zone. With that said, let's get to the good bits. So, the pros of this. The first one should be obvious. Cold exposure or your cold tolerance goes right the way up, or at least it should do. Even for me, when I first did my first cold bath, I would walk in, I stepped in and I went in a little bit slow, bit by bit. There was a few swear words uttered and I was kind of like never quite comfortable. I was tense. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't as bad as some of the people around where they go for a swim in a hot country. And even then they have to hyperventilate as they dip their toe in, and then it all gets kind of tense and they never stop shivering and breathing, and they just can't be more glad to get back out again of the water, despite how bloody hot it is. It could be like 30 degrees in the air temperature, but they still find the water cold. It wasn't quite that bad, although for some of you people that are those what I call cold wimps, you might find quite a lot of benefits for this, but it would probably suck at first. It does take some serious getting used to. keeping in mind, like I said at the beginning of the video, I had quite a lot of experience coming into this with cold exposure, and I am that guy that is always in t-shirts, even in chilly weather. Anyone who knows me will tell you that. They'll back you up, or back me up, shall I say, for that. The next thing is the impulsivity factor. So it made you take action more. You get used to just plunging in. As I got used to this challenge, I found myself just getting straight under the water. I wouldn't waste any time. I wanted to get fully submerged and just sit there. This applies to other areas of your life, like all those annoying chores that no one wants to do, like washing up, like doing the washing on the clothes, just all these things that have to be done every single day, but you can easily put off. I found myself just going, need to do washing up. Get off, out the chair, bang, washing up was done. That impulsivity is a good thing. It gets you comfortable with doing shit that you don't like doing. This was another benefit from this. The next point I want to raise is the mental health side of things, or the meditative kind of flow state that it puts you in. Obviously, I don't struggle too much in the mental health department, but there are many people that talk quite openly about this. The Stoltman brothers, the strongman brothers from Scotland, talk quite publicly about this on their social media profiles, how they're really big fans of ice water exposure for mental health benefits, and how it always gets them out of a funk. And I think the reason they say that is because I experienced it myself. It does force you into your body. When you're sitting in the cold water, you feel your body working hard to try and heat itself up. So it brings the awareness out of the head and down into the actual body, which how many of us spend any time out of our waking day not thinking about something, or not thinking about the past or the future, anything other than what we're doing. It's always nice to stop every now and then and ask yourself, can I feel the clothes on my back? Can I feel the chair underneath my bum? Can I feel the water going down my windpipe and into my stomach? You know, all these little things. Can I feel the wind on my face? Can I feel the sun burning my cheek? We always forget about all this because we're so wrapped up in our own heads. So a challenge like this will give you 3 minutes of just nice comfort. And in a funny way, I even found that when I was sitting there, I actually felt safer and calmer in the water than I did out of the water. It was almost like my sacred special time, because it was only for a few minutes. So you really just became one with yourself. That's one that might sound a bit hippie, but you'd have to experience for yourself before you kind of judge it, basically. And the last little bonus point I wanted to add was recovery. So obviously from physical training, I know the research is a little bit sketchy, but that said, I had a few bicep and shoulder issues on my left arm throughout the challenge, and every time I'd go into the water and ice bath, it always alleviated my symptoms, and those symptoms would stay away for quite a while, pretty much for the rest of the day afterwards. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, yeah, but bro, you've just numbed it. All you've done is you've gone in a bath and numbed it. Anyone can do that. Maybe that was the case, but it might even be placebo, but I felt better doing it, and that is all that tends to matter with this. Empirical evidence more than anything else. How does it make you feel? So what applications does a challenge like this have for you? Would I recommend this to anyone viewing this? Short answer, no, I wouldn't recommend something like this. I think this is pretty damn hardcore, particularly given the time of year that I did it and the weather temperatures around. Many of the days were between 0 and 5 degrees when I was doing this, and my home isn't even particularly that warm. We never have it that hot. So you would really struggle with cold tolerance of this. I think a better approach would be, and I'm not sort of paid to do this, I'm not his promoter or anything, or I'm not sucking up to him, but Wim Hof's method is a really good starting protocol. Thousands or maybe even millions of people have used that protocol to get started with cold exposure, and even seen benefits from stuff as little as 1 minute to 2 minutes cold water at the end of a warm shower. That would be a much better way to start. Maybe you're someone that is like me and quite experienced with cold showers and always wanted to do the ice bath, so it doesn't feel brave enough. I think upon hindsight, a 30-day challenge is a great way to kind of desensitize yourself towards it, so that you can set the ball in motion and kind of like bring the task down from its enormity scale that it seems at the beginning, and make it a lot more kind of easy down the line, but it can be a big smack in the face in the beginning. I think a better approach, to be honest with you, would be to probably do it less frequently. Maybe once a week. You just do all out like a 5-10 minute ice bath once a week. You just reserve, say, a Sunday morning or something. That could work better, in my opinion. I don't think that would be a bad approach. And that kind of leads us to what I'm doing going forward. So what I'll be doing going forward is I will be reducing my frequency now, and I have done ever since the 22nd of March. I've not been doing it every single day. I've actually reduced my frequency down to, well, probably every third day. It usually works out on about 2 to 3 times per week, basically. And what I've actually found is that my tolerance to the cold water has actually got better. You'd think the less I did it, the more shocking it'd be when I do it. But similar to exercise, it's like you provide the stimulus, You go away, you compensate or you recover, adapt, come back stronger, you've got better tolerance. I actually found it gets easier whilst not doing it so frequent. Obviously, you need to maintain a certain frequency, otherwise you will just regress. So going forwards, I'll be doing it sort of, every sort of third or fourth day, maybe a bit more if the weather picks up. Hopefully. In the UK, if it gets hot, it might encourage me to do it a little bit more. But cold water will always be a staple of my practice. Even on days I'm not ice bathing, I'll be finishing my regular shower cold as I normally do. And when I'm doing it, another thing that has changed, as you've seen from some of the videos and probably the thumbnail in this video, I've been doing it in a trash can or a wheelie bin, as we call it in the UK, as opposed to my bathtub. And usually in the bathtub, I would do it after a lukewarm shower, so my body's a little bit warm before I get in. Whereas now what I'm doing, going out into the outdoor bath, if we can call it that, and sitting in there for 4 to 5 minutes, so slightly longer, but done less frequently. And then doing the shower later on in the day, like afterwards, a little bit after that. So that is becoming just a slight little bit of making it slightly harder. Again, I'm not going to go too long in the ice, but that is how I'm progressing it. And also, I think I'd like to start doing it in more natural settings. So in the sea, in a loch, in a lake, like I mentioned, the Stoltman brothers earlier, they do it in some really picturesque lochs up there in the Highlands. I always looked at their photos and just thought it'd be super cool to have access to a place like that. Maybe I'll do like a cold water exposure holiday or vacation at some point. Who knows? And that's a wrap. So, what I want to know now, guys, what are your thoughts on this topic? Have you ever done cold showers? Have you done ice baths? Are you interested but you haven't took the dive yet? Have you read Wim Hof's book? What do you make of this? I want to know what you think. The comment section down below is your place to leave me a line. Let's interact. Let's get some conversation going. I want to see what you guys make of this cold kind of stuff. Has this video inspired you to try and maybe get involved in this, or has it just turned you off completely? Has it confirmed the fact that you're just going to be a warm-seeking person forever and never embrace the cold? Anything goes, guys. Have at it. With that said, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time. If you like the video, support me by just giving it a little thumbs up. That'd mean the world. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content and would like to see more. And with that said, have yourself a great day ahead, and I'll see you all real soon in the next video. Peace out.